It is Indiana in the morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Glad you're with us this morning, 8:44, 16 away from 9 o'clock. On the way today to 77 degrees. It's 69 in downtown Indiana right now. Chance of showers and thunderstorms. Might see a little bit of sun this afternoon. Tell you what I do see right now is Sherene Hess, Indiana County Commissioner, joins us this morning. You want to grab one of those? That one there would be a good one.
Morning.
Good morning. It's good to have you with us. Our visit this morning presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. She is not only an Indiana County Commissioner, she is the president of the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania. And you actually had what is a quite unique opportunity last week to actually host the organization right here in Indiana County.
I did, and it was a wonderful experience. By virtue of being the president, you host the June board meeting in your home county. So the entire board of directors came from all over, all four corners of the state to be in Indiana County. And we not only held our board meeting, but we hosted them at a reception at the Jimmy Stewart Museum, which was fantastic. Everybody loves Jimmy Stewart, and even more so now. And then we went on several tours throughout the county. And so they got a taste of what Indiana County is and the innovation that's here in our rural county.
All right. So there was business talked about last
Yes.
week, but let's talk about Indiana County. And it's always interesting when somebody comes from out of the county and visits, particularly if it's for the first time, and the impression that Indiana County makes on them.
Yes, and the things we kind of take for granted, this really bucolic little downtown that is really quite booming compared to a lot of places. And I know a couple of folks posted videos of walks they took downtown. And then the Jimmy Stewart Museum, which I mentioned, people were very impressed with that. It's not a huge museum, but the history and the culture and the traditions and all the positive things about that, an amazing actor who was also, a resident here at one time. So I think that people appreciated that step back in time, and Romeo's hosted us, catered. So a really nice reception.
Well, it's a well-presented museum.
It is, yes.
They really have done a wonderful job. The original setup 30 years ago has held up, and of course they've had upgrades and updates since then, and it's just so well done.
Yes, and the chair, Keith Rarick, joined us, which was a great, nice surprise. I didn't realize that. And Janie McCurgan and her staff just did a tremendous job. So I was really proud to show it off to my colleagues.
Yeah, well, then they got to go around Indiana County and visit some areas, huh?
Yes, we took some tours. So our first tour was at Miller Fabrication Solutions down in Homer City. And a lot of people don't know we've got, a fairly robust manufacturing, light industry operations going on in Indiana County. And that's one of them in Miller. And well, I wasn't expecting, but the owner, David Miller himself, was there to give some remarks. So that was special. And we got a nice tour of, an operation that's really drives economic development in Indiana County. And Miller was the employer of the year a few years ago for us. So
I remember.
Another site we're proud of.
Sure. Where else did you go?
And we went to the Blacklick Creek Water Treatment Plant, which is in Buffington Township. And if people don't know about that, this is another great public-private partnership where Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection and HRI engineers and the Blacklick Creek Watershed Association and a number of other partners joined together to basically build a plant that's going to treat millions and millions of gallons of abandoned mine drainage, which will then be the treated water put back into the Blacklick Creek and eventually clean up about 20 miles of that creek.
It's a really good choice for that particular organization to visit that kind of a facility because Indiana County in many ways is unique, but in many other ways it's like a lot of counties in western Pennsylvania, even northeastern Pennsylvania, counties where mining was the generator of jobs and industry for many, many, many decades, and there's some damage to clean up from them, and Indiana County's been one of the leaders in doing that.
They have. It's that legacy pollution is real. There's a lot. I mean, billions and billions of dollars worth of cleanup costs are there, but we're tackling it, one stream at a time, one mine at a time, and there's some very innovative things going on. And I just really have to thank, like I said, this public, the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, is partnering with the HRI engineers, and then partnering with a nonprofit. So you see that kind of three-legged stool approach to solving these problems.
Yeah. So those were 2 tours.
Yes.
There were 2 more?
There was one more.
One more.
And I just was so impressed and thankful to IRMC, the leadership there, are the Vice President, Wendy Hayslip, and her staff gave us a tour of the new behavioral health center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so mental health treatment is one of the County Commissioners Association's top priorities, the funding for it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that most of mental health treatment comes through the county, comes through county-based services, whether that be private providers contracting with the county's mental health provider, the Behavioral Health and Development Program, or the private sector itself partnering with the schools to get these things done. But in the event that a bed is needed for further treatment, for more intensive treatment, we now have this new state-of-the-art behavioral health treatment center, and so our county commissioners were very impressed with that as well.
Yeah.
So, and the IRMC provided lunch and just a very nice overview, and we're so fortunate here to have an independent hospital, and now this new 44-bed operation that will be able to help give treatment to not only adults. Before we had some treatment for geriatric adults, but now we're talking about adolescents and adults and our seniors. So it's going to run the full gamut, and we're very fortunate. Yeah,
it is a tremendous facility, and being brand spanking new like that, there's not even any dust balls.
No, and it's very inviting, and it's not the very clinical, kind of a setting that you would expect. It's very colorful and calming, and just it's
well thought out. The murals,
truly,
are tremendous.
Yes, they are. Wow. You feel like you're right there. It's designed to have people have an experience of nature. Yeah, they can't go outside and actually be in it, but this is a good visual and kind of a happy medium. Yeah.
All right. So those were the 3 tours that you took. You did do some business as the county commissioners
I also want to mention we had a fantastic dinner at Benjamin's.
Oh, good.
And they really stepped up and to spend a summer night out sitting out on the patio.
How large was your group?
It was about 35 or so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, not too big, not too small. So
perfect size.
Yeah. Yes. But to your point, yes, the next day we had a board meeting where we conduct all sorts of business. CCAP, the Commissioners Association, is not only advocates for good public policy related to our priorities, mental health, 911 funding, elections integrity, and a whole host of other things. We have 10 policy committees ranging from agriculture to veterans and emergency services. The organization also has many services available through insurance programs, through technical assistance, through professional development, and just a number of other things like that, educational opportunities. So it's an association that speaks with a unified voice for the betterment of county government, and I've been involved now for about 6 years now, 6 or 7 years, and in its leadership for about 5 of those. So it's been a great experience.
Yeah,
and I'm just so glad I'm able to really help Indiana County avail themselves of all it offers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now your term as president is 1 year. Correct?
1 year, and then I become the chair of the board. So it continues, and then I can be a board member as long as I'm a commissioner after that.
But being associated with this organization for so long, you have a great opportunity to avail yourselves of, the combined knowledge of all of these different counties that come from so many different perspectives. You have counties that are more urban, Philadelphia area, Pittsburgh area, very, very rural. Some of the central Pennsylvania counties, especially that have all kinds of great wildlife and not very many people.
True.
College towns such as ours,
Yes.
State College, all of the ones that host the state system of higher education universities.
Right.
And when you get the perspective of, okay, this is how we do things here in Indiana County, you have a similar setup in your county. What do you do?
Right.
And that sharing of ideas has to be very valuable.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah. And I mean, that's where you get your best out of these kinds of organizations, is when you're in the hallway talking, or between the sessions, or, and at things like this, at these conferences and so on. So you're right. That exchange of ideas is vital. And I can't tell you how many things I've discovered, and I'm hopefully, especially like through these tours and so on, that Indiana County is looked to as a leader. And I know we are in several areas. So it's just fun too. And you make friends, and you kind of get to know people on a much different level than in their commissioner role when you're part of an organization, an association like that.
Were there many who were here last week that were extra interested in what's going on in Homer City?
Oh, I would say that energy issues are very important to a lot of the commissioners. That it is an economic driver in their counties. There's not too many of them that have, had the experience of a coal-fired power plant and it, that kind of dynamic. I'm trying to think. I know that, one of them is very close to 3 Mile Island. So that's also redeveloping. So yes, there were at least several of them that are going through some kind of a new, like a transition from one economy to a next. And, and then we're, kind of along with those things because of, coal was king for so long, and the prosperity that came along with that. And then the diminishment in our rural populations. A lot of the counties are experiencing that. So they're very interested in how you redevelop, you reimagine, you kind of reauthor what's next.
Yeah.
And so that was for sure.
And Indiana County certainly is reauthoring right now.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm sure that there will be many to look at how Indiana County takes it, but just as they did with the Shell plant.
Yeah.
They'll look at how Indiana County business climate changes now that is coming here, and is going to be the major driving force for quite some time.
For a while, yes. Yeah.
So it'll be fascinating to watch.
That's exactly the word I would use, and all eyes. The nation's gaze really is upon Indiana County and Homer City right now in terms of the energy industry. Yeah. So we better behave ourselves.
Well, there are opportunities. That's
for sure.
That's what you look for most of all. But there are also things that we must do in order to meet the demand, and workforce is a big part of that.
Definitely, that's top of mind for all commissioners.
Yeah. We have to have a workforce that is going to make this all work.
Yes, and that's another thing. I think Indiana's a leader in, and we've got a number of higher education opportunities to build that skilled labor force and apprenticeships and the whole gamut. Yeah. So going strong.
It'll be good to watch unfold before our very eyes.
Yes, sir.
Sherene Hess, thanks so much for the visit. Appreciate that.
Thank you. I enjoyed talking with you, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com.